everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So today's video, I'm really excited. It has been such a long time that I have sat down and actually filmed a video. Obviously, as you probably saw, I did upload my everyday makeup drawer video and I love filming that, but I also just love sitting down in front of the camera and talking about makeup with you guys. So that is what we're going to do today. I am so excited. I'm going to be sharing with you my summer eyeshadow palette basket. This thing is absolutely massive and I'm really excited because these palettes just get me so excited for summer, and I wanted to make sure that I focused on these throughout the summer season. I realize that it's already almost the end of June and I feel like I'm kind of running out of time, unfortunately. So I definitely need to get moving and I need to get the ball rolling on some of these palettes, but that is why I have pulled them out of my collection, and that is why I'm going to be focusing on them as much as possible over the next couple of months. So before we get into it though, I just want to encourage you to like this video, to subscribe. It really does help out my channel. Any type of way or form that you can interact with me, that would mean so much to me. Comment down below which eyeshadow palettes you're going to be focusing on during the next couple of months if you're in summer. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's go ahead and get into it. So this is going to be in no particular order. I'm literally just grabbing from my basket here and we're gonna get into it. So last year, LA Girl came out with this beautiful little eyeshadow palette here. This is the Sunset Days eyeshadow palette, and it's in the shade Under the Sun. This was such a beautiful release from LA Girl. I loved the formula in this palette. I felt like it was very high performing, and this definitely kind of gave me like Makeup by Mario, Patrick Ta types of vibes here with these shimmer shades. I think that they're so beautiful, and I did feel like the mask performed really well as well. I feel like during the summer I tend to lean for just very quick and easy makeup looks. As you can see here, I have very minimal eye makeup on, and I also have just kind of like a tinted brow gel on, and so I tend to do things just really quickly. I actually went to the beach this weekend with my family and I just threw on the lightest makeup possible because again, I just feel like I'm constantly on the go. I'm wanting to go in with light layers because it's so hot outside, and so I feel like this palette is going to be perfect for those really quick eyeshadow looks that I have been loving so far this summer. So definitely want to pull out my LA Girl Sunset Days eyeshadow palette. I also have here my ColourPop Wild Nothing palette. I am so curious if this is still available. I will have all of these palettes listed down below and linked down below. Some of the links may be affiliated, by the way. If you choose to shop through the links, it does support me and my channel, and I thank you so much. But anyways, do you guys remember this palette from ColourPop? Such cute packaging. I remember thinking that I was not interested in this palette, but then I saw it in person and just immediately fell in love, and I'm so glad that I picked it up. I think this is the stellar ColourPop formula that we all just know and love. I really wish that they would go back to this format of palettes. But yes, very similar to what I was saying with the LA Girl. I just really feel like this is going to be perfect for those really quick eyeshadow looks because we have these beautiful topper shades within the palette. And I just feel like these corally tones, this beautiful sage green is just perfect for summer. So this is another one that I'm really hoping to get some use out of the next couple of months. Speaking of that really good ColourPop eyeshadow formula, the Going Coconuts palette, we're taking it back. This is an ultimate OG palette, and I have to play around with this one during the summer season. This one is just so perfect for day to day. I love how impactful the shimmers are. So there's just so much to love about this one, and again, I feel like I could go in with any of these matte shades in the crease and throw on one of these beautiful shimmers on the lids and call it a day, but it's still going to look toasty. It's still going to look put together. It's going to look bronzy on the eyes, which is all about what I'm interested in during the summer. So I feel like I can get, again, those really easy eye looks, and this is just such a beautiful, beautiful palette from ColourPop. Such great ColourPop formula, so I want to make sure that I'm pulling it out for summer, and it's called Going Coconut. So literally, this is a summer palette. Then we have this one, and this is literally a summer themed palette. This is from Sydney Grace. This is their Summer Days 9-pan eyeshadow palette. So here's what this one looks like. And then on the inside, you have the most beautiful neutral color story. This definitely pulls a little bit more warm toned, but this is such a good performing palette. Sydney Grace has literally some of the most beautiful eyeshadows ever. They have one of the most beautiful eyeshadow formulas ever. It is just so good. I feel like if you're someone who is maybe new to eyeshadow, or maybe you have more mature eyelids, I think this is a really great place to start because the formula is so good and it is so forgiving on the eyes. Literally the names and of the shades in this palette are just summer to me. You know, we have Basque, we have Sandcastle, Break of Day, Beach Days, S'mores, Camping, you know what I mean? Like literally the shade names, the name of the palette, it is all very summer themed. And so I want to be sure to get some use out of this. And it is a perfect everyday palette, so it's great for work. This is not so much one and done for me. I definitely think the other ones I mentioned are more so, but this is so beautiful for work. I've loved it especially. So want to make sure that I'm using the Summer Days palette for these next couple of months of summer. Then we have an oldie but a goodie as well. This is the BH Cosmetics Hanging in Hawaii palette. Such a beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow formula. I miss BH Cosmetics. I talk about this all the time. This palette has some of the most beautiful shimmer shades within it. These shimmers I think are going to be perfect for one and done shadows, again, because they are so beautiful and impactful on the lids. And of course, again, this is a Hawaii themed palette, which gives beach to me, which screams summer to me. So this is definitely one that I want to make sure that I'm focusing on. And the color story, again, is just so perfect and light and airy for summer. This one I think might be a little bit difficult for me to use because it is pretty colorful. This is again from BH Cosmetics. It's the Summer and Saint Tropez eyeshadow palette. This is another oldie but a goodie. It's definitely gone fairly unused within my collection, and I need to change that. I need to play around with maybe this really beautiful bright blue, this yellow, the reds. I feel like I can definitely see some really fun eyeshadow looks coming out of this palette. I just need to sit down and make some effort to play around with it. But this is literally, again, a summer themed eyeshadow palette. It would be a total crime if I didn't pull for this one during the summer, and the packaging is so cute and fun for summer as well. So this is another one that I wish to pull for. All right, and you know I have to pull for some Natasha Denona because she is my favorite eyeshadow formula. So I have to pull for the Natasha Denona Golden palette. This is literally a summer dream in a palette because you have these beautiful golden tones. I feel like this one is going to be so pretty for daytime, but also if you're wanting to elevate a look to nighttime as well. Maybe you have a date night or you're going out or something like that. I think this will be very beautiful for that. Also, I feel like this is beautiful for work. I also love gold tones and like honey tones during the summer, but also I love them on my brown eyes. So this one has proved to be just such a beautiful palette from Natasha Denona, and I really do feel super beautiful and confident when I wear this one. So I want to make sure that I get some use out of that one. Another Natasha Denona palette is the Bronze palette. I pull this out every single summer, and this one is such a classic from her. I love these bronzy tones. I love how just kind of like golden goddess type of browns these are, and these make you look again like a bronzed goddess. They make you look like you're suntanned and you have the most beautiful golden glow, summer glow going on with your skin. And this is just so beautiful paired with that. So I love to, you know, self-tan during the summer and show more of my skin, my arms, things like that. And I feel like pairing that with this beautiful bronzy toned eyeshadow palette is just going to be absolutely stunning. I would also love to wear this for like a date night. I think that would be really fun. So definitely want to get use out of the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. This is also a really great one for fall as well. This one I went back and forth on including in my summer eyeshadow palette basket, but I ultimately decided yes to do it, to include it. This is the Cosmic Beauty Neutrals palette, and I do feel like this one is very summer appropriate because of the golden tones that you have in here. Very mentioned, or very similar to what I mentioned with like the Natasha Denona Golden palette. I feel like this one you can definitely wear for every day, but I also can see just elevating a look and making this a day to nights type of eyeshadow palette or eyeshadow look. I think that this is perfect for that. I feel like Cosmic Beauty has the most beautiful eyeshadow formula. Their shimmers are so impactful. The mattes are very nice and blendable. And I also love in here that there are some really beautiful like duochromes in here. So I feel like that would be really fun to play around with as well. So want to make sure I get some use out of this one as well. Then we have another one. This is definitely a favorite of mine. It is my Give Me Glow Cosmetics Pastel Dreams palette. This one sadly has gone unused in my collection for a while, and I definitely want to change that. This is the most beautiful pastel palette. I've said this many times before in my channel that if you are wanting a pastel palette, this is the one to get. This has the most beautiful pastel eyeshadow formula. These shadows are pigmented. Even though they're pastels, they show up on the skin. They're nice and vibrant. And the shimmer shades literally look like you have liquid highlight on your eyes. It's insane. So really want to make sure that I'm creating looks with this one. I feel like it would be really nice to create a coral type of eyeshadow look with this. I think that would be super beautiful. So I really want to make sure I'm pulling this one out. And this is also really good for one and done looks as well, because what I love to do with this palette is go in with one of the matte shades and then go in with the corresponding shimmer shade and literally call it a day. So I need to do that very soon because I do not want that palette going unused again this year. All right, more palettes from ColourPop. I always want to make sure I'm including some of my mega palettes from ColourPop in this eyeshadow palette basket. This is the Getting Fresh mega palette from ColourPop. This one right away, you're gonna see exactly why this one is very summery. This one is giving like watermelon vibes with the pink and the very bright kind of lime greens in here. I also love that, yes, you have greens in here, but you also have some of those really beautiful bronzy tones as well. So again, if you're wanting to create a more neutral look, you can definitely do that with this one. But I really want to play around with these really just light and fresh tones for summer specifically. And I want to try to, you know, incorporate this maybe for work or just kind of day to day. I think that would be really nice. So definitely wants to pull this one in. I don't even think I've used this one before, so that is definitely a crime. I need to give it some use. This one is another mega palette from ColourPop, and this one definitely gives nighttime for me. It gives bronze goddess vibes to me again. This is the Your Golden palette, and this one just screams like those goldeny tones, those bronzy tones, like what I was saying about the Natasha Denona bronze palette. I feel like in here you have the most beautiful bronzes, the most beautiful golds within this palette, and I just would love to play around with these shimmer shades. I think they're so stunning. So this is another one that I can definitely see going day to day, but also again making a really nice dramatic brown type of smoky eye. So this is so beautiful and I need to make sure I'm using it. Next up, a favorite palette of mine for sure has to be the Gourmand Girls Peach Perfect palette. The reason this has quickly become a favorite is because I seriously love the shade Papa Don't Peach. It is the most beautiful, like, shifty shade in my collection. It's so stunning, and I love going in with that shade all over the lid and then using one of these matte shades in the crease. Again, I kind of feel like that's like a one and done type of look, but I also want to make sure I'm playing around with the greens if possible, so we'll see, but I mainly have it in here for that shade. I love that shade literally so much, so I want to make sure I'm using everything else, but even if I come in here and just do that one and done look, I would still be very happy with that because that shade is just absolutely stunning. So this one I definitely wanted to mention because it has those beautiful peachy corally tones in here, which I feel are really beautiful for summer. All right, this one is kind of a stretch because I wasn't sure if this one fits the summer vibe, but I put it in here anyways. This is the, what is this? Winter Beauty and Laura Lee Los Angeles collab. This is the Full Fantasy eyeshadow palette. And at first I was like, I don't know, is this very summery? I could definitely see this one being kind of more for fall, but I do feel like with some of these bronzy tones, some of these greens, I can definitely kind of see working in the summer. So I'm gonna try to get some use out of this one. The first couple of times I used this palette, I wasn't super impressed. So honestly, it's kind of been on the chopping block, but I got this as a gift, so I don't wanna get rid of it right away. I definitely wanna try to give it some more love and test it out and see how I feel feel about it. So hopefully I will do that in the next couple of days, weeks, and we'll get a better idea of how I feel about that one. All right, so then we have a palette from Huda Beauty. This is the Mercury Retrograde palette. I'm so sad that I don't think this one is available anymore because this one is literally the most beautiful palette of hers in my opinion. It's so stunning. I really want to play around with the shade Gold Glitch. That used to be one of my favorite shades in the palette. So yes, I definitely want to get some use out of this one. I think this one you can incorporate color in a nice kind of muted way because you don't have to go all out when using this palette. I feel like you can use this one and incorporate neutrals and then do a little bit of pop of color and it would be so pretty. And again, that shade Gold Glitch is so stunning. Every time I use that shade, it's just so pretty. And I think that one could be nice for a one and done look as well. So I want to use that one for sure. I haven't used it in a while either. And then I also have the Too Faced Italian Spritz eyeshadow palette. This packaging alone is very summery. It's so cute. Also, even the scent in this palette smells so good, but here is what this one looks like. I actually haven't used this one. I previously owned this palette and basically with my sister, like my sister and I would share this palette, but then I ended up purchasing it off of Too Faced website for I think 30% off. So I actually haven't used this one, but I need to because these corally tones down here are going to be the most beautiful one and done shadows. And let me make sure that I'm saying this. I still love eyeshadow and I keep saying these one and done shadows, and I'm saying that because I've noticed that in the summer my makeup preferences, my makeup style does change a little bit. I feel like I'm wearing less makeup or I'm not wearing makeup at all. And it's mainly because of the heat. It's because I feel like I tend to be pretty busy during the summer because we go to the beach a lot. We're going to the river coming up here soon. So I just feel like I'm going in with a lot of lighter makeup looks, and I'm not sure why that is, but I definitely want to make sure I'm using my palettes though, but sometimes what I've noticed I do during the summer especially is I create those one and done looks. It's not because I'm not interested in eyeshadow anymore. I think it's just because I want to spend less time doing my makeup and more time doing those fun summer activities. But obviously if I have the time, like maybe when I'm getting ready, you know, for work in the morning, or if I'm filming on a Saturday or something and I have more time to do like a full glam look, I obviously want to try to incorporate color. So that's what I mean by that. I still love eyeshadow, don't get me wrong. I still want to do beautiful eyeshadow looks. Definitely still that person, but I've noticed for summer, that's kind of my makeup style. So yeah, I want to use this one. I think it's literally the epitome of summer, so want to make sure that this one is getting some love. This one is a palette that I feel like I probably shouldn't have gotten, but I was really into Sydney Grace at this point, and so I purchased the Heaven on Earth palette, and this one screams summer again with the packaging. It's literally perfect for summer. And then also the color story, you have a lot of greens and blues in here. It's literally a green and blue palette. I just feel like these are not really my tones. I feel like I'm not really called to tones like this. So I will be interested to see how I feel about this palette after I give it some use. This could potentially be one that's on the chopping block, I guess. But we'll see. I'm gonna play around with it. I'm gonna create some looks and we'll see how I feel about it. If my mind changes drastically, I'll of course keep it. But if I don't enjoy it, or if I don't see myself reaching for it, I might declutter this one. But it's such a shame because the packaging is so cute. But I did want to pull this one out because again, I want to see if I will gravitate towards this one. Okay, so we are almost done. This is a lot of palettes, I know, and this is going to be my palette basket for the next like month or so. So don't worry, I'm not switching this come June or come July or come August. These are going to stay in here. But I did want to pull in my Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. It has been such a long time that I've used this one, and I feel like kind of similarly to the Natasha Denona Golden palette, I want to make sure I'm getting use out of this. This one has the most beautiful honey tones. Every time I wear this one, I feel so beautiful, again, because it has those golds in here. It has those beautiful honey tones that I feel like just complement brown eyes so well. So I do want to use this one. I also feel like this one is a great option for fall, but I really like this one for late summer because I feel like it's that nice transitional period between summer and fall. So definitely want to get some use out of this one. And this one is such an older palette in my collection that I want to give it some love, and I want to kind of like re-spark the love that I had for this palette. Okay, two more. A palette that I definitely am like so excited to use, you guys, is the Simply Posh Cosmetics Coastal palette. So whenever I got this one last year, it was kind of almost the end of summer. So I want to make sure that I'm getting some use out of it this summer. It is literally so beautiful. Like Simply Posh's like shimmer shades, like metallic shades, are so special in my opinion. And I love how they formulate or like lay out their palettes, because I feel like you can literally create a look with the columns here. Or you could even do it where you follow like the boxes, like you can create little squares, and that can also be how you come up with a look. So this one is really, really inspiring me. I want to pull for this ASAP because it is just so stunning. And yes, I am so excited to use this one. So yes, and it's literally coastal, and it's just so pretty. So I want to make sure that I'm using this one. And lastly, I have the, what is this? Clarity Cosmetics So Amazing palette. Mine is literally so messy. It's so annoying. I had a casualty, I don't know, like a year ago. So I'm gonna try my best to show it to you. Here's what it looks like. This is not my favorite eyeshadow formula. I'm going to close it. This is not my favorite eyeshadow formula because it is so piecey. I noticed that these metallic shades really just break so easily, but there are some beautiful shimmer shades in here that I think will be beautiful for a one and done look. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm using it, and the name itself is So Amazing. So I need to make sure I'm using it. But that is going to be all of the palettes that I want to focus on this summer. Those are all of the palettes that are in my summer eyeshadow palette basket. Once again, comment down below, what are you going to be focusing on palette wise this summer? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my YouTube channel family here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.